I 3. Awesome, so here we are, finally sat down in front of the camera. Let's talk about what's going on. So a lot of you guys have been, well, a lot of you guys who have been following me on Instagram know that I've been planning a video series, but some of you guys who are subscribed to me on YouTube didn't know this. So I'm going to be reviving my old channel. I've done this many times before, but I never actually managed to stick to it. So I've got a little help where I need it to help edit these videos, but if I got time, I'll be editing these videos myself and producing the content and doing the filming. The intro's been made by myself, the logo I made for myself, because I do video I do animation as well as graphics, so I can tie those together. And then I do video editing too, so it's just a combination of the skills that I've developed over the years. So yeah, the video series has officially started right now. And someone's just messaged me on... Some guy's literally trying to push me to buy some new memory for my iMac in town, because I've got an office in town, whatever. So yeah, the video series officially started, and this is going to be in a day-to-day sort of follow of me, but it's going to be condensed into 2 monthly videos currently. It might go to once a week. It might go to like 1 video every day. Who knows? I've got help on hand if I need to. I got help on hand if I need to like make these videos in a short amount of time, if I'm too busy with something else, so that's awesome. So I'm going to go it alone for a bit, but I do have help on the side, so if I do get help, I will be crediting everyone who has helped make a video come together. So if you don't know me, my name is Aaron Davis and I'm a freelance web and graphic designer from South Wales, but it's kind of misty around that kind of job title I use now, because I've developed loads of new skills over the past like 10 years that I don't even know what my job title is anymore. So if you've been lucky enough to receive an email off me, in my email footer it says creative lead. I kind of go with that now, because my understanding of the creative industry, whether it's arts, video, media, you know, sales, e-commerce websites, product development, product design, I've gone through it all, and for me to give myself web and graphic designer sort of like job title now, if you want to do that, it's kind of confusing, because I'll say that to someone and then I'll bring in video and they're like, I thought you was an artist, I thought you was a photographer, and it is so confusing. So this is like, as well as me sharing my life with you, this is me working out what I do. I don't want to put a label on what I do. Like, I would just say I'm quite very entrepreneurial and very creative. I don't watch television. I don't binge stuff. I literally, when I'm home, I am learning, like, and that is mad. My friends tell me to chill out all the time, but chilling out for me is to do some drawing. So it's like, where's the line between chilling out? Because I monetize so many different aspects of my skill set that I don't know what chilling out is. I think having a conversation with someone is chilling out. I think maybe going for a walk is chilling out. So I don't monetize walking, but you know, so this video series is about taking you along with me in 2 condensed videos in a month to explore what I get up to on the day-to-day. So the videos are going to go between 10 and 15 minutes long. From my experience doing YouTube in the past, if you hit the 20-minute marker, it's a bit too much for your audience to understand. So we're going to have to do some fancy editing to try and get a narrative into each of these videos. So today we don't have a narrative to a video. I'm just explaining what what I'm gonna do, I live in Liverpool now. I've been here for 4 years. I've been self-employed for 13 years-ish. I originally went self-employed when I was in South Wales, and I moved to Liverpool, so I had to create a brand new network of clients. I've done that quite well through contacts. One of my first jobs in Liverpool was a contract for a solicitors to create, I think it was like 97 websites. So yeah, that was like about a year's worth of graft. But doing that helped me connect with larger companies. It was very lucky for me. It was very lucky for me to get my first job in Liverpool with a medium-sized company. I won't go as far as saying they're large, they might be, but for me to come straight into the city to work with a large company that has... My phone is going ape. It has been lucky for me to get my first job in Liverpool that was large enough for me to create connections with medium to large size companies, rather than going straight in with the small companies and then building a portfolio that way. I think my portfolio in South Wales is quite nice anyway, so they had no problem giving me the contract with a very basic interview over what they needed done. I think I can be quite literal sometimes, and when it comes to the lingo, my vocabulary is quite well when I'm talking to someone who's at a very similar professional level to myself, whether it's talking about video, whether it's talking about software, computer languages, design, software to create design. I could tell you all the tools in Photoshop, but you probably won't understand what I'm talking about, because a lot of people need the actual icons described to them and stuff like that, but that's if you're learning. There's some tools in Photoshop I never use though, so you know, we've all been learning at a different sort of level. So yeah, I can go on to explain a lot of things. But yeah, getting that initial job in Liverpool put me in, not at the bottom, if that makes sense. So I hit the ground running. I was making enough money to look after myself straight away. But I do want to make it clear, I was self-employed for like 7-8 years before I came to Liverpool, and for the first 3 years I was getting paid near to nothing. So it was all part of the build-up, and I could talk about this in detail later on when we do have a video which has more of a narrative to it. So this video, I'm just fast tracking myself so you can imagine what happened. So yeah, 7-8 years in South Wales, built a portfolio, didn't make much money for my first 3 years. Parents were very supportive, I was living at home. Then I moved to Liverpool. Based on the experience I had, I was able to nail a contract which opened up a bunch of connections that were not small businesses, medium businesses. So I didn't have the graft of a amateur designer anymore. I was in the thick of it, and the competitive thick of it too. So I was lucky enough to grow contacts and stuff like that. So from web and graphic design, which was the initial stuff I did, I bought a camera. Well, this is my second camera now. My first one of my best mates in Liverpool now owns. But I was doing amateur photography, and that went into video. I started watching Peter McKinnon like 7 years ago. A lot of photographers and videographers I talk to now, or subcontract, whatever, they always bring up Peter McKinnon as soon as they mention him. If you don't know who he is though, I'll put a link somewhere. I'll put an overlay on here. So yeah, he's a very inspiring video editor. A lot of my style is based on him. A lot of modern video is based in a style that he kind of pioneered. So I do a lot of illustration too. If you're from my Instagram account and you came over here, you notice that I post illustration all the time. Illustration is about 5% of my workload in a week. Instagram can give a false impression, a heavily false impression actually, because it looks like I'm drawing all day and I'm not. I'll work an entire day, and I can work up to 12 hours a day, even more sometimes. And when I'm chilling, like I said earlier, chilling, I don't know if drawing's chilling, if it's potentially going to get sold or something, I don't know. But the initial idea is that I am chilling. So, and last year I opened an Etsy store in November just to see how it went. I've had the store since 2015, and the initial idea was for me to sell artwork on Etsy. But my web and graphic design career kicked off, so I didn't have time for that. And I think that was roughly about the time when my YouTube stopped. So this is probably like the third time I've tried getting back onto the YouTube platform. And now I feel I've earned that flexibility to have the time to do so. So yeah, I started the Etsy store just to see if someone would purchase my work. Obviously I got experience in search engine optimization using keywords, tags, key phrases within item descriptions that relate to search terms that people possibly put into the Etsy search bar. You don't have to do a general your descriptions need to be specific. They need to be written in a way that they contain words that people will put in a search bar. Just like this goes back to like me defining what I do for a living is really hard. So the skill set went straight on, so I was able to get my first sale within the first 2 weeks. The average Etsy seller gets their first sale within 6 weeks, but that's if you get an average of 45 items on your store just from research. Obviously, it's different for everyone because someone else could have went in with and opened a store with good SEO knowledge as well. So I'm a bit more focused in my artwork now, because if I do create something that I think is quite nice, I'll make sure that I make a print version, or I'm currently doing stickers on my Etsy store. They're going at pretty much non-profit. The postage totally destroys any margin on those, and I don't want to sell stickers at ridiculous prices. It's just nice to get reviews rotating around. The prints, on the other hand, do have a decent margin on it, so you know, I could talk about that another time, but I'm not a professional Etsy seller in any way whatsoever. But it's nice to have a low-key item like the stickers. They bring in regular sales, and then the prints where the margins are is a good sort of like system to have there, rather than having one sort of product. Keeps your store selling every day. So yeah, how long have I been talking for? 13 minutes now. So there's so much I want to like pour into these videos, but condensing it is so ridiculous, especially when I want to be so elaborate in explaining things. Because this is, like I said, this is for me defining what I do for a living, and I can't define it because it's too open. It's too open, like, you know, there's too many things involved in what I do. I'm actually a business owner as well as the web and graphic design business. But anyway, I'm recording today on a little audio recorder, which is going to be synced up for the video here. I've got a Sony A7 Mark I right there, which is probably the cheapest full frame camera you can get your hands on. They're probably about £600 now. When I purchased this, it was like £9. I do plan on upgrading this because I do use this professionally. Well, the shots are still amazing on it, so you know. So yeah, the video series is it's the day in the life of me condensed into 2 monthly videos. So you're probably going to get like a week's worth of content condensed into one video, and then the second video will be another week's worth of content condensed down again. I'll feature loads of footage of me traveling around the city to help fill in the gaps, to help push a narrative. And I think the best way for me to address content for these videos is for me to put polls out. I could do that on YouTube and Instagram, and then let's just see how it goes. Let's just go with the flow. This is like, there's not set any goals for this video series at the minute, apart from me showing you into my life and taking you along with me. You may agree with some things I say, you may disagree with other things I say, but that's not the point. Let's just express ourselves through this medium. I've got a bunch of friends who work in the creative industry too, who do different things. I would have featured those people in these videos too, but in order to do that, we need lockdown to ease a little bit. But if we do start filming with other people, I'm going to reassure you that it's going to be in guidance with social distancing measures. So I'll make sure that there's like 2 sofas with like distance apart and all that sort of stuff. I'm actually based in Edward Pavilion. This is my home studio. I've got a recording studio right here. Here is where I do computer software, computer languages, word processing, stuff like that. That is where the graphics and recording happens, because I've got a music project on the way, which is in collaboration with creative musicians in the southwest. Apart from our singer who lives in Italy, which is amazing. So it's cool to bring all these different creative aspects together and skills from other people. So that's something I'll be featuring later on. So yeah, there's like so much, it's ridiculous. I couldn't even write down what I want to do. I've got a whiteboard here which has got my weekly schedule on it. I haven't even filled it in because my week is just mad. It's like The Real Apprentice, but like obviously you have to pay for your own taxis and stuff. Anyway guys, I want to say thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't. If you're new to the channel, of course, I appreciate that ever so much. And of course, if you're a long-term subscriber, welcome to the new pivot. I know some of you guys like my gaming content. That went really well for the time I did it. I really enjoyed it too. But obviously, because my time is more taken up with what I do for a living now, I guess. Because what I do for a living, I love it. And you know, I don't really chill out. Chilling out is like doing a more chill version of what I do in the day, I guess. Because I've integrated stuff so much into like what I do. It is so hard to explain. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the series that is going to come. And peace out. Thanks for watching. And I look awkward as fuck, but you know, you've got to start somewhere, right?